What's up, everybody? Esther back with another review. Today's a little bit different. Not doing a movie review. We're going to talk about Locke Key, a new series on Netflix. It's based on a comic book. I probably read the comics probably about 10 years ago. I think they came out like 2008 through 2011. And it's one of those things that I've been anticipating them doing a screen adaptation since I read the comics. Either a movie or a series of movies or a TV series. It's been in the works for a while. I think it was started out on Hulu, and I think something else had it before that, and then finally Netflix decided to do their own thing. They kind of revamped it from what the Hulu had did with their pilot, and it's really good. The graphic novels are by Joe Hill, whose father is Stephen King, and he's definitely in the same genre as his father. Different kind of writer. I mean, of course, it's a different kind of medium as well. You go from novels to comics, and he's not as drawn out, I guess. And I guess since he's writing for comics, he knows it's more visual. So yeah, it's not as slow moving as some of the Stephen King books can be. And the comic books were great. Like, I loved them when I first read them. I like supernatural stuff. I like sci-fi. Not the biggest horror fan, but I do enjoy those genres. And these comics did that for me. Like, I love them. It's based on these three kids, the Locke children. It's Tyler, Kinsey, and Bodie. Their father's killed, and their mother Nina decides to bring them to their father's ancestral home in Massachusetts, the Key House. And the Key House has been there since like not World War One, the Revolutionary War, and it has a lot of supernatural things going on with the house. We'll get into those a little bit later. But they move there, and it's like different for the kids, of course, because you're moving halfway across the country, and it's a different atmosphere. It's a different thing. They just went through this tragedy, losing their father, and they realize that their father and the house is very well known in the town. And then they find these little things out that happened in their father's past, so he never really talked about it. And the story kind of takes off from there. They find these keys in the house. The keys have magical powers, and it's kind of like you have all these different keys, and the story kind of flows from the keys in the house and what the father did happened in the father's past. And it's really a great story. And like I said, I have been anticipating this for a long time. And Netflix did a great job. The cast, from the casting to the direction to the scenes to how everything looked, the feel, it was almost straight up out of the comics. I mean, of course, they changed some things because you can't help it, but some things you can do in a comic book or you can do on in a book visually, and people's imaginations kind of take over that you can't really portray on the screen. But I think overall they did a good job of portraying the powers of the keys and what they really do. And the story just was really good. It's almost straight out of the comics. I mean, they did change some things. Some of the way the characters interact with each other is a little bit different, but the characters themselves are definitely the characters from the comics. It's rare that I'll sit and watch a Netflix series in one night. But I binge watch these all in one night. Each episode is led to the next. There's 10 episodes in this first season, and I just could not stop watching. I was on the edge of my seat like the whole night. I couldn't wait to watch the next one. I couldn't wait to see what was going to happen next. It was just a great series. I will say that the way it ended was a little meh for me. I mean, you definitely can tell that they probably could have ended this, especially if you go by the graphic novels and the comics. They could definitely have ended this after one season, and it'd have been fine. Like, I would have been fine with it. It's been a limited series, 10 to 12 episodes, and being done. But I think they liked it so much, that Netflix liked it so much, they said, okay, you know what? Let's keep going with this universe. Let's keep going with this storyline, and let's have another season. And even though it's not official for season 2 yet, it was definitely written as if it was going to be a season 2, especially the ending. Like I said, the ending was like, man, like the first 9 episodes were like great. Like I just cannot explain to you how great they were. But the 10th episode was kind of, like I said, it was kind of meh. Like, not that it was bad, wasn't bad at all, but it was definitely set up for a season 2. Like there has to be season 2 now. No, they have to answer what's about it. But I really enjoyed the series. Like I said, the way the show looked, the effects were great. I mean, they did a great job of showing the different powers, the different keys. Like there's this one key they call it the ghost key. If you open a certain door in the house, you go through the door and you're a ghost. Your body kind of turns lifeless. And you can float around. You can see things. You can go through walls. You're basically a ghost. And the way they did that was like, it looked fantastic, like almost straight out of the comics. It was great. Another key that they had in the comics and the way they portrayed it in the book, I mean, in the series, looked visually different and it felt different, but it did a great job of portraying what happened in the comics. So I just thought they did a great job with that. The effects were great. The scene, like they got you in the mood. Everything was just like on point with that. Like they did a great job of really drawing you in, and did a great job of world building. Like I want a second season, even if this would have ended with how the comics had ended. I'd have been great, fine if they had continued with season 2 with New Avengers of the Locke Kids. I mean, I would have been fine with that. But it kind of went a different direction. I'm fine with that too. Overall, like I said, it was just I kind of wish they had written it towards that, and it's like episode 10 was kind of almost forced to fit into a season 2 instead of them writing for a season 2 from the very beginning. You know, there's some shows you can tell like when they're writing and when they're going that, all right, we already know we're gonna have a season 2. We already know what we're gonna do. Let's set this up. Boom, we're good. This is one of those ones that are kind of like, it could have been like Watchmen, where how Watchmen ended after season 1, and you can either keep going or you can stop, but you have a defined ending. This could have been the same way, where they could have been like, okay, we're going to stop, we're good, but we can also keep going. And then down there's like, well, we're going to keep going, and they already know that they're going to be keep going. Like they already said they're writing for the second season and everything else. Again, I'm fine with either way. I love the series. It's definitely something to watch. It's definitely must-see TV. If you need something to watch, it's 10 episodes. They're about an hour a piece. The first 8 are really like an hour. The last, the first 7 are like an hour. And the last 3 are like 45 minutes to 50 minutes. So it's great to watch over the weekend. You want to sit around and get a whole series in. It's definitely bingeable. You're definitely going to want to watch the next one. You're definitely going to be at the edge of your seats. So definitely check it out. Let me know what you think about Locke Key on Netflix. And let me know in the comments below. And until next time, peace.